Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss the Maxwell's inductance bridge. Actually in this chapter we are going to discuss the measurement of the inductance, and for that case we are going to discuss various bridges such as the Maxwell inductance bridge, Maxwell inductance capacitance bridge, Hayes bridge, Ohm's bridge, Anderson's bridge, etc. So let us discuss first the Maxwell inductance bridge. Here it is the circuit diagram for the Maxwell's inductance bridge. Okay, unknown inductance is L1 and unknown resistance is R1. R2, L2, these are the standard resistors and these are the variable resistor and the inductors. Okay, R3, R4, these are the fixed resistors. Okay, so here I am writing R1 and L1. These are the unknowns or unknown elements we can write. Okay, next R2 and L2, these are the variable, okay, elements and these are known. Okay, R3 and R4 are the fixed resistors. These are the fixed but values are known. Okay, values are known. Now as we know at bridge balance, okay, so before that let us find first impedance in the branch AB. Okay, Z1 is equal to branch AB impedance, branch AB impedance, right? So it is a combination of resistor and the inductor. So can we write it as R1 plus J into omega L1, right? Similarly, we can write Z2 is equal to impedance of branch AD. So it is branch AD impedance, that is a Z2. Okay, it is equal to R2 plus J omega L2. Okay, so now in this bridge actually we are going to vary the R2 and L2 such that this galvanometer should show the zero deflection. Okay, next Z3 is equal to branch BC impedance, branch BC impedance, and it is equal to R3 because in BC branch we are having only resistor. Okay, and Z4 is equal to branch CD impedance, and it is equal to R4. Okay, so now at bridge balance we know Z1 Z4 is equal to Z3 Z2. Okay, so at bridge balance, yes, we can write Z1 into Z4 is equal to Z2 into Z3. Okay, what is Z1? It is a R1 plus J into omega L1 into what is Z4? It is R4. So we can write it as R4. Okay, next what is the Z2? Z2 is R2 plus J omega L2. R2 plus J omega L2 into what is Z3? Z3 is R3. Okay, so further we can write, yes, taking the product, it is a R1 into R4 plus J omega L1 into R4 is equal to R2 into R3 plus J omega L2 into R3. Okay, so here if you check at the left hand side, here we are having the real part and this is the imaginary part. At the right hand side, this is the real part and this is the imaginary part. Okay, so we can write, yes, separating real and imaginary parts, real and imaginary parts. So as both left hand side should be equal to right hand side. Okay, so here we can write R1 R4, that is the real part at the left hand side, should be equal to real part at the right hand side. Okay, so now from this can we write R1 is equal to R2 R3 by R4. Yes, R1 is equal to R2 into R3 divided by R4. Okay, this is the expression for the unknown resistance R1. Okay, next similarly by equating the imaginary parts we can write J omega L1 R1 L1 R4 should be equal to j omega L2 R3, j omega L2 R3. So here j omega will get cancelled out. Okay. Now from this can we write L1 is equal to L2 R3 by R4, right? L2 R3 divided by R4, right? L2 R3 by R4. It is L2 into R3 divided by R4. This is the L1 we are having. Okay. So in this way we can derive the expression. Okay. So they in the gate examination they might give you the one of the bridge circuit and they will ask what is the value of the unknown elements. Okay. Now after this we are going to draw the phasor diagram for the bridge. Okay, phasor diagram. So here as we know at bridge balance I1 and I2 both will be same. Okay, so what is I1 I2? You can write here this current is a I1. Okay, this is I1. Okay, next this is I2. So here it is a I2. Okay, because at bridge balance current flowing through the deflector will be 0. Okay, so this current I2 should be equal to current in this branch, that is I2. Okay, if here it is I1, definitely here it will be I1 only. Okay, so next, so here we know, let us consider the reference voltages. Okay, reference voltage, that is a I1, a reference current phasor, that is a I1. Okay, so at a bridge balance this voltage we know it is the same. Okay, so that's why this current I1 and this current I2 both should be same. So let us draw the phasor of first I1. Let us consider the phasor of I1, right? Okay, so suppose this is the phasor of I1. Okay, next after I1, if you check I1 into R3 is nothing but E3. E3 means what? I1 into R3 according to the Ohm's law. Okay, so where is the phasor of I1 into R3? That is the voltage across the resistor R3 and current flowing through the resistor R3. Yes, current flowing through R3 is I1, voltage across R3 is E3. Okay, in the case of resistor, as we know, the voltage and current, yes, these two should be in phase. Okay, so E3 phasor will be along the same line. E3 phasor will be along the same line. Okay, so this is the phasor for E3, which is in phase, which will be in phase with the I1, in phase with the I1. Okay, next, as we know, E3 should be equal to E4, right? So E3 and at bridge balance E3 and E4 are same. Okay, so we can say that the phasor for E4 it will be same as that of E3. So E4 is equal to E3, right? E4 is equal to E3, right? Next, so if this is the phasor, if phasor for E4 we get, okay, E3 and E4 are same. Okay, and I2 is nothing but the current flowing through the R2 R4. Okay, so it is a pure resistor we are having, and across R4 the voltage is E4 and current flowing through the R4 is I2. So definitely I2 and E4 both should be in phase. Okay, I4 and sorry I2 and E4 should be in phase. Okay, so I2 phasor will be in the same line as that of I1. Okay, now the phasor lengths it depends on the magnitudes of the phasors. Okay, now so we have drawn the phasor for I1, I2, E3 and E4. Okay, next we need to draw the phasor for E1 and E2 as well. Okay, so now if you check, E1 means what? E1 is equal to I1 into R1 plus I1 into j omega L1. Okay, so now if you check E1 phasor, okay, now we can find for finding the E1 phasor. Okay, we need to take the addition of this I1 R1 and I1 into j omega L1. Okay, I1 into j omega L1. So here we can write, here we are having the phasor for I1. Okay, next the phasor for I1 into R1. Let us consider the phasor for I1 into R1. It will be like this, I1 into R1. Okay, and where is the phasor for I1 into j omega L1, right? J omega L1 is I1 into j omega L1 is nothing but the voltage across the inductor. As we know, voltage across the inductor always leads the current flowing through the inductor by angle 90 degree. Okay, So the phasor for I1 into j omega L1, or you can write I1 into omega L1 also. Okay, so this is the phasor for I1 into omega L1. Okay, now addition of this I1 R1 and this phasor is nothing but your phasor of E1. Okay, this is the phasor of E1. Okay, E1 is nothing but this angle is 90 degree, I1 R1 plus j into I1 omega L1. Okay, next, but if you check E1 value and E2 value both are same at bridge balance, E1 and E2 both are same. Okay, because current flow through the deflector is 0, so that's why potential between at these 2 points should be same. Okay, and again, if you check for the E1 at left hand side and E2 for the left hand side, they are connected to the same point. Okay, so E2 phasor will be same as that of E1 phasor. So here it is the same as that of E1. Okay, now if you check E1, okay, E1 plus, if we want to draw the phasor for E, it is like E1 plus E3 or E2 plus E4. Okay, E1 plus E3, this is the E1 and this is the E3. Okay, or we need to add E2 and E4. Okay, so it is like ultimately the phasor addition of this line and this line. Okay, so it will be like, now how to add the phasors? Yes, with the help of law of parallelogram. Yes, we can find. Okay, so first of all extend it, right? Next, addition of these two phasors actually. Okay, so it will be like this from here, and if we draw the line between these two, this is the phasor for E, which is equal to E1 plus E3, which is equal to E2 plus E4. Be careful, this is not the direct arithmetic addition. No, this is the phasor addition actually. Okay, so this is the phasor diagram. Okay, you need to understand, okay, how to draw the phasor diagram for the Maxwell inductor, for any bridge. Okay, so what we have done, first of all we have considered one reference phasor. So here I have considered it as I1. Once we draw the phasor for I1, after that we can draw the remaining phasors, right? So friends, this is the about the Maxwell's inductance bridge. Okay, thank you.